Hello and welcome to another video. Sorry if this video is going to be dark. Not in a bloody or gruesome way though. It's just literally dark because I need to stay away from light and bright areas because my migraine is kind of worse this past few days. So why are we still reading? Why are we still vlogging, you ask? I don't know, these things just keep me sane. So let's do this, I guess. Which is also kind of ironic because I plan to read thrillers this week. So I just recently joined a thriller book club, kind of. We were supposed to be body reading, although medyo dumami kami, so it became a book club officially. And we're still building it. We're still like accepting members. So if you are into thrillers or mysteries or crime books, let me know. Anyways, our first buddy read is actually I nominated this one and I'm glad that we chose this. It's Rock, Paper, Scissors by Alice Finney. Girl, this is such a good book, although there are like open-ended questions. I finished it in 2 days, I guess. We will be having a discussion tonight, so I'm really excited to know their thoughts about this one. I guess I heard na medyo naging 5-star nila to, and I want to share my opinion on that. Although I still enjoyed it, the plot twists, the twist at the end of the book still makes sense, kind of. So, I still enjoyed the book. Ulit-ulitin ko na I enjoyed the book. I would recommend this for thriller fans. This will make you think. And this is a good discussion though, kasi there are like, as I mentioned, there are open-ended questions. There are loopholes that are good for discussion. So I am very much excited to our discussion tonight. And yun lang. Okay, so this, ba't ko siya binaba? Dito rin ako magbabasa. Okay, so for this reading vlog though, I plan to read at least 3 books. And surprisingly, I have my list already. My current read is The Push by Ashley Audrain. This book has been sitting on my TBR since last year. This is the first book that I downloaded in this Kindle because when I bought this Kindle, ito yung current read ko noon. And I DNF'd this because it's kind of boring in the first few chapters or first few pages. I don't even know if I reached the second chapter, but I DNF'd it like right away. So now I am going back to it. I'm 40% through it. This is kind of interesting because it's written in the point of view of a mom who is looking for the connection with her child, her firstborn. Because usually when you are a first-time mom and you are a mom, it's parang kind of automatic that you have this connection with your newborn or with your child. But she doesn't. Like, she felt like they hate each other. To me, it appears like kind of postpartum depression. I'm not sure. Ito na naman ako. Da-diagnose na naman ako. Hindi ako doktor. But that's what it appeared to me. Actually, I tried a questionnaire before kasi I used to believe I had suffered from it like in a short time. It was awful. It was an awful experience. It was an awful feeling. That's why I am very much interested in this book. My biased self, though, is not agreeing with this mother, with this kind of person, with her reactions and overreactions on their relationship with their child. But there are parts that I can't deny that I can relate myself to, if you get what I mean. But if you are a mom already, if you are a new mom especially, this is a relatable book. This shows like the thoughts of a mom going through PPD that is sometimes scary to speak out about. So, but it's creepy though. I won't recommend this if you are still going through that phase, but if you are definitely sure you're passed through that phase, this is a good book. The second book that I plan to read is Gone Girl by Julian Flynn. Based on my Goodreads, I've already read this one and I rated it 3. But I don't have any memory of reading it. I don't have any memory of the plot or the feeling or the experience of reading it. So, hindi ko alam kung pagkakatiwalaan ko yung Goodreads account ko before. But I try. One Girl by Julian Flynn. This is my first Julian Flynn book that I bought from Goodreads. And I plan to collect all Julian Flynn books. So, that's it. I can't share anything about this yet. So, that's one. And another one from my Kindle. Ano ba yun? It's Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Maurier. Her. Just her. So this is, I think this is considered as classic na. Is this one of the most celebrated but loved, one of the most loved thriller books as far as I know. This is part of the reading list book that I am completing. It's literally a reading list from the reading list. I will be vlogging about that very soon. I won't explain any further, but this is one of the books there. So I will be reading it now. Not now, but after. I'm not sure if which one I should go after the push, but I am finishing the push first. So that is my plan for the week, and of course it's a work week. I'm really not forcing myself. I'm not really expecting myself to finish all 3 this week, but these are the priorities this week when it comes to reading, or when it comes to books or leisure reading. Already 58% through, almost 60, of the book The Push by audrain, and I am a bit disturbed, and I'm not sure if I could use the word traumatized, because I'm also a mom, and I've been through that phase that I was confused, and I was scared, and I was depressed, sad. I don't know what to feel, but I love this book. I want to read more, and at the same time I don't want to finish it yet. So I'm taking my time reading this book, and I think after this specific chapter I will pause, read another book just to free my mind from thinking about this. Anyway, let me talk about this book first. To be honest, in the first few chapters, it's a bit confusing, especially the writing style. Although I understand that this is supposed to be written to be presented in a way that's like the character or the main character is talking to you, as if you are the husband actually. But it is actually talking to you and involving you to the thought process and whatever. I mentioned it was kind of confusing because there were parts that the subject or the writing is jumping from one subject to another, like it's a random thought, like you are inside the brain of someone, that there's no smooth path of what they are thinking. Probably I do that as well. I have a journal here, and whenever I reread my entries, there's like, alam mo yun, yung small jump from one topic to another, which is a small comment lang naman. It doesn't affect the story, it doesn't affect the reading experience. It's just that mapapansin mo siya from certain parts of the book. So I mentioned, I'm not sure if I already mentioned it or I got the clip, that I said this book is a way or a legit representation of the mother's thoughts na they are kind of scared or kind of parang taboo to speak up or talk about, like the scary thoughts, the negative thoughts, etc. And I still stand with that. Yung pa din yung feeling ko. It's just that there is a twist here. And from between that clip and this clip, so nadaanan ko yung isang information that made me realize na this book is indeed scary. Kasi I was looking for the thriller part. I was looking for the mystery part of the book, but I wasn't able to feel that, to see that until siguro mga 35% of the book. And it was, oh my god, para siyang I don't know if this will be yes, this will be a spoiler, so maybe skip some seconds muna if you're still here. I was thinking of The Omen when I am reading about that part of the book, but I believe there will be some twists again at the end or at the latter part of the book. Sana umaasa ako na there will be a big twist. Actually, I find them creepy kasi they're all relatable, especially when you are a mom, especially when you are a first-time mom and you are going through this phase where or when you think that you have no or very limited connection with your kid or with your child. Okay, trigger warnings. I don't know how to label this, but this is a trigger warning, I guess. Postpartum depression. I just realized it's confusing na naman. Kasi the main character, the mom, actually took a test about postpartum depression, and then hindi siya na-diagnosed with PPD. However, there is a part here that she said, death, I want death, mine or the baby's. I didn't think even then that we would survive each other. So the challenge here is, after giving birth, as in the second she gave birth to that baby, she didn't feel the connection already, and then the baby grew older, and still no connection. Like, by connection I mean there is no automatic attachment between the mom and the child. Like, they're not close, they don't like each other, as in literally. And then there are no like moments or sweet moments, or as in all the connections that you expect from a mother and a child. They don't feel that. One quote here that I guess a good representation or good writing of how a mother feel about motherhood that she doesn't even actually feel. This is pretty hard some days, isn't it? This whole motherhood thing. Sometimes, yeah. But it's the most rewarding thing we'll ever do, you know? It's all worth it when you see their little faces in the morning. I studied these women closely, trying to find their lies. They never cracked. They never slipped. I always give some indication of agreement, but then I would stare at Violet's face in the stroller all the way home, wondering why she didn't feel like the best thing that had ever happened to me. At first, I was kind of biased because I am very much fortunate that I feel this connection, or this kind of connection that our character is looking for. I felt that the second I gave birth to Nemo, to my kid, and I've been like, I feel the best thing that they are talking about. Although I cannot invalidate the feeling, or this feeling na you don't have your connection, you don't feel the connection, you don't feel the love or the best thing that ever happened to you being a mom, because it's true. And even sometimes with a happy mother or happy new mom, they still feel like there is a minute or a second that you still feel like you're not happy, you're tired, you just don't want to function. I started this book and then parang I was in 20%, I guess, 20% of the book when I stumbled upon this clip of a Signs of a Psychopath. It's a TV series in some streaming app, and that was a clip about a mother who murdered her two daughters. It was a creepy, scary, true to life story. A weird timing that I was reading this. I'm not even sharing this yet. I was not even sharing this yet that time in my social media. So walang kinalaman ng algorithm doon, but it's a weird timing and it made me more scared. And I thought that made me think that this book will end up like that. But there is a twist in the middle part of the book na hindi pala si yung scary in the story. But I am looking forward to another huge twist at the end. Sana meron. And if not, maganda pa rin naman yung story for me. So, that's it. I have to cascade a training. In 30 minutes, I'll have to prepare first, and I'll see you whenever. I forgot to mention that there are also parts here that include stories of the generations of mothers, no, on the same line naman, and the same family. It's a good commentary on how we have this effect to and from and by our mothers. So I am now at 75% of the book, and there is another conflict na naghiwalay ng ating couple. And it's also another commentary on how our reaction to things affect our relationship with our loved ones, and not just the loved ones but the people around us. But I still have mixed feelings, no? Spoiler. I should put this in the title. So the husband got, siguro affected din siya kasi there is no parang they didn't prioritize their relationship anymore when their second kid or their second child died. He sought attention from another woman, which is unacceptable if you ask me, but let's be open-minded here. But I still can't open my mind kasi girl, boy, you're married. This is not just a girlfriend-boyfriend commitment. So ngayon, our main character, our mother, our wife, the original wife, our main character, ba't ba ko ulit-ulit? So, she is now obsessing over this new girl, which is matatawa ko talaga kung hindi ito yung girl. I will be updating this vlog when I finish the book. I won't be adding more clips anymore. My eyes are tired but still thriving. Hi, so I finished the book, The Push by Audrain, and I actually don't want to talk about this book, no, but I need to wrap up this vlog. This book is such a heavy book. It is full of trigger warnings, and if you have seen or read other reviews of this book, I know you already have heard this trigger warnings, but I'll just say it anyways. It discusses abuse, neglect, postpartum depression, suicide, anxiety, and any other mental health issues that, not all ba? but it has a lot of trigger warnings, and if you're not a person who can handle these kinds of books, maybe you can just pause it for a while or not read it at all. Okay, so to wrap up this video, I'll just talk about the things that I loved about the book and the things that I did not love so much about the book. The first thing is the writing style. The writing style is kind of boring at the first few parts of the chapters, but maybe that's just me because all books for me are boring at the first few chapters. It's written in a first-person perspective. It's kind of like a letter of the wife to the husband, and you are the husband, and you are hearing it or reading it directly from our main character. And in this POV, I personally felt like I was actually part of the story, and it made me more like relate to the story, even if it didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to me. It's scary. I love the writing style. It actually is one big factor why I rated it high. Next thing that I loved is the I told you so flow of the story. I read thriller books, I have these assumptions already. I have this guesses, I have these hopes for twists. Large part of my theories, large part of my thoughts are actually part of the book in the latter part or middle or latter part of the book, which made me validate my feelings and thoughts about the story, which is good, although I am expecting for a bigger twist that didn't happen. The third thing that I love and the last thing that I love is this book is kind of thought-provoking. It has a lot of trigger warnings. It's not for someone who cannot handle a heavy story. It's not that I can, it's just that I want. But all the other struggles of being a mom, struggles of surviving the bullies around us, surviving the whispers and other negative comments or negative thoughts from other people about us being a mom, relatable. And there are things talaga na we think and we feel, and when we speak up about it, people don't actually, they listen but they don't actually believe you. You hear something like, it's just in your mind, it's just what you think, but it's not actually it, it's sad and it's unfortunate, but it's relatable, it's true, it's happening. And you, as whoever you are, I want you to know that all our thoughts are valid. We want you to listen, we want you to understand. You don't have to accept everything. We just want you to understand what we are feeling and what we are talking about. I just can't stand people who dismisses the things that mothers or even other people say. Like, you're asking me how am I, you're wondering why I'm not speaking to you, you're wondering why I'm acting like this, and yet you're also close-minded and you're dismissing whatever I am feeling. The irony of people. The story for me, the ending for me was open. Maybe it's your decision, no, as a reader to try and make out some conclusions on your own, but the ending of the story did not actually directly confirm who is the bad guy here, or what actually happened, or why did that or those things happen. It left me hanging. I also didn't like that it felt so long. Now that I am reflecting on it and recalling what happened, most of it made sense. Most of it contributed to the major plot of the story. But as I was reading it, during the reading time, it felt so long. It felt like, kailangan pa ba itong isali or kailangan pa ba itong banggitin? But in general, since this is a heavy book, it made me think, it made me feel, I rated it 4. But since it has a lot of trigger warnings, I find it hard. I find it difficult to recommend this book. It's just like I don't want to be someone telling you to read this. Wag na lang ako. Hindi ko na lang siya i-recommend. Sabi ko, I don't want to recommend this anymore. If you're intrigued, if you want to read it, it's on you. There are just a lot of trigger warnings and a lot of like part of the book that are traumatizing and could be traumatizing to moms, especially moms, and maybe children as well. It's a very heavy emotional psychological drama. I don't find the thriller or the level of a thriller book on it, but it's a very heavy emotional book. Yeah, I can't recommend it. This is maybe a vlog that you have seen or a review that you have seen with no recommendations, but I can't recommend this. I just can't. Anyways, that's it for today. And thank you so much for being there with me. I hope you don't read this book, but if you do, if you did, let's chat. And I'll have a pulse check on myself if I can talk about this book more already. So